everyone. Welcome back to Eternal Midnight, and we are at the final Batman episode. So right now, basically, there's not gonna be any review. We're just gonna do something special. We're gonna talk about the Batman, which is coming in less than 2 months, and our rankings, where we rank all the Batman films. So let's start from the Batman and what we expect. So Chad, what do we expect? What are you expecting personally? Like, what do you want to see from the Batman?
I am expecting a very dark film, very grounded, very realistic feeling.
Okay.
I'd like some mystery thrown in there. Because honestly, it's like watching these trailers, like I'm still not getting a sense of what the actual story is, aside from Riddler knows something about Riddler knows who Batman is. It's basically that's it. But it's like, okay, how does Catwoman and Penguin fit into the story that the trailers are trying to convey? So and also with Bruce Wayne trying to figure out what it actually means to be Batman. Like what being Batman for this city means he needs to do and what he shouldn't do. Because, remember, we saw that first trailer from the first DC fandom, that was brutal at the end when he beat the shit out of that one dude.
Yeah, and it's like, and it really sounds. It looks like it's gonna be a crazy film. Like, well, not in the sense like, oh, it's crazy in the sense like, it's like No Way Home where all these multiverse villains and other Spider-Man are coming into the MCU, but more of like that scene where Gotham is flooding and Batman that's like a great shot where Batman has his flare and he's in the water and there are people coming after him. Like, what the hell is that? Like, that looks dark.
Yeah, exactly. What do we got? We got Andy Serkis as Alfred. What do you think of that?
I really think honestly that if it's done well, it's done well.
I think he's gonna be great.
I think it's gonna be good. Like, it's like I love Irons and Irons has yet to be beat, but I really think Circus has potential because Andy Serkis is known for like his CGI stuff like Caesar, Gollum, Snoke.
And that's it. No,
I'm just kidding.
He was never in Star Wars. What are you talking about?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, not Snoke. But he's also really good when it comes to actual human roles. Like in The Prestige, like he was David Bowie's assistant. I actually like him really a lot there. So I can see Andy Serkis doing a good job as Alfred because from the very few scenes I saw him in, he looks great. He really does.
Mm-hmm.
I think
no, just looking.
What I'm most intrigued for is Paul Dano. Because
I was just gonna say I haven't seen a lot he's done. The only other role I've seen him in was like a shy nerdy virgin in The Girl Next Door. But it's like, if you want to see what he looks awesome in this.
If you want to see what Paul Dano really looks like, if you want to see a creepy Paul Dano, like when I heard that Paul Dano is going to be cast as the Riddler, I look back to that mystery film directed by the guy who made Dune, Denis Villeneuve, Prisoners. Oh, dude, if you want to see Paul Dano as a creepy, like sicko, watch Prisoners.
Oh, I'll watch it someday, but I'd rather watch this first because I want to go in blind to this guy's current acting skills.
Dude, Paul Dano is a really great, like, underrated actor, and when I heard that he's playing the Riddler, I was like, "That's perfect. It's a perfect way of doing things." Because Paul Dano is awesome, and I really think that he's gonna make a great
Riddler.
Yeah. Another
No,
one.
just I mean, all of like literally all of this casting, I think, is so inspired. Like
Like,
like we
and
already
they're not
brought up Circus.
showing, and they haven't shown him yet. Although, like, I'm glad they haven't done because I really want it to be the surprise.
Totoro.
Turturro as Falcone. I really want to see what he brings to the role because John Turturro is awesome. He was the best part of those Transformers films. So yeah, I really think that I
I
really
can't wait to see more of Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
yeah that those shots like dude that's not him.
I'll never forget that first shot in that first trailer where it's like he was standing in the rain when the lightning flashed. I was like, that's Colin Farrell as the Penguin? Holy shit.
Yeah, even the second trailer like where it's like whoa take it easy sweetheart. I was like well damn dude this is not Colin Farrell like fuck
Like
off.
I've seen people who were I've seen people say stuff online who are on set who are like he was unrecognizable. And then when I saw him in the trailer, I was like, I mean, I'm getting flashbacks of like Tom Cruise as Les Grossman, where it's like, that's him? Holy crap.
Yeah, dude. Like I remember like watching, Tropic Thunder. Like, there's no way this guy is Tom Cruise. And like,
I'm not gonna lie,
yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't even know that was him until the second time I watched it when somebody pointed it out to me. I was like, that's him?
dude, honestly, at this point, we gotta review Tropic Thunder because I
We
love
will at some point because it's like the best comedy of all time.
it. Is peak comedy. To this day, it hasn't been topped as one of the best comedies of time. Especially when Tom Cruise fucking does that apple bottom jeans dance with Bill Hader. He's like, no more frequent flyer bitch miles for my boy. Till this day, it gets me every time. Like, damn, dude. Like,
He's sitting there, he's like, you let your client go, I'll get you a G1. A G1?
no, a G5. Like
G5, yeah.
G5.
And he just turns the music on.
Like, sure, they got some apple bottom jeans. Like, whoa, wait. And he's like, this is when the job gets fun. I'm talking about G5. No more freaking flyer bitch miles from my boy.
Oh, I'm gonna go watch Tropic Thunder when we get
No,
off
I'm
this
trying
show.
to now, dude. Like, I love Tropic Thunder. Like, dude. Honestly, Downey should have won that. Honestly, I'm gonna get shot for this for sure. But Downey should have won over Ledger for that role because the way he did a black
Shut
guy.
up. Both of them. Both Cruz and Downey should have won.
Oh, dude. Like, I'm talking
Back to the Batman.
back to the Batman. I think we got off topic again.
But let's see. Jeffrey Wright, amazing actor. He's gonna be.
Amazing
I think he's gonna be really good as Gordon.
I really think so, honestly. I think it's gonna be really good, and I honestly can't wait to see what he brings to the role because I really think, and to all who say like, oh, it's a black Commissioner Gordon for real, like, yeah,
Oh.
for real, okay. Like, like as long as Commissioner Gordon's like, I'm gay and equal rights, then I'm gonna be fine because and that makes me like, oh my God, Sandy, you're misogynist and all that. Like, no, or like a sexist or whatever. Like, and I'm sorry, no, Commissioner Gordon was never gay. All right.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if he's black, that's fine. I don't mind.
Let's see who. Oh, Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman.
I
Real,
this
I'm
day,
really
Michelle
excited to
Pfeiffer
see
has
what
not
she
been
does.
topped. So this day, Michelle Pfeiffer has not been topped, but I really want to see what Zoe Kravitz. Like, Zoe Kravitz, from what I saw, like in the trailer, so I'm actually actively keeping myself out of the leaks and all that because I really don't want to know what's happening.
Same. I'm avoiding everything with this movie right now because I'm same as you. I don't want this ruined.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't want, like, I'm actively keeping myself out of the leaks. I really want to like see what the hell's happening, like in this film. Like, I want to be surprised. So yeah. I mean, like,
I mean, should we talk? Let's talk about the man himself. Robert Pattinson is Bruce Wayne Batman.
Oh, yeah. Robert Pattinson. Like, okay, I really, when I first heard about it, I'll be real with you, I did not like it. I was like, really? Like,
You were one of them.
Yeah, like, really, the guy who played Twilight, as Edward, and being like, really, come on, Just
How do you translate him to Twilight? Didn't you see Goblet of Fire first?
no, but like I always saw scenes from him in Twilight, like this guy is not gonna be Batman until Dylan slapped some sense into me. Like, hey, like get your ass straight. Watch these films. And I'm like, okay, I'll watch it. I'll give him a chance. And I did. And now
So
like,
what movies
yeah,
did he have you watch?
Good Time, The Lighthouse, those films with Robert
Okay.
Pattinson. I watched it and I was like, yup, okay, I see it. I can see him. You know, he's a really good actor. I can see it. I can see him becoming Batman. All right, I'll give him a shot. And to this day, like,
Yeah, I think he's gonna do great. Like I've already seen people bitching. Oh, he's too small. He's not built. Okay, well, not everyone is Ben Affleck's Batman, who's built like a fucking coke machine on legs.
Ben Affleck's Batman is built like dude, again. I was like, okay. When I first heard about Ben Affleck, I was like I've seen him in one film, and like that was in Pearl Harbor in the '90s. So I'm not exactly sure if he's gonna be really.
Really, you hadn't seen Argo yet?
At the time, no. In 2013, no.
Okay.
I saw Argo, if I remember correctly. When I heard Ben Affleck was Batman, I knew I knew he won the Oscar for Argo. So on my way to, I spent Christmas in the States. I spent Christmas in LA actually, which is like an experience I don't really want to talk about because it's both good and bad. But like, on my way there, I remember catching Argo on the plane. And I remember.
Hey, I watched Argo on a plane too.
Yeah. I remember catching Argo on the plane, and I remember loving it because I was like, "Yep, okay, I can see this guy become Batman." So I gave him a shot. So, dude, but when I saw Ben Affleck in Batman, like in the very first trailer, and he's built like he's a fucking tank, I was like, "Okay, yeah, I can see it. I can see it." You know, and honestly, like Pattinson's like he's more built than Bale. Bale was skinny as fuck.
I mean, I'm just excited because it's like he looks like he's agile, but it looks like he just looks like he looks like a younger Batman. Like I know Bale did like a little bit of the year one stuff, but even Bale didn't look as young as Pattinson.
No, because I'm really glad what they're taking. It's how do I put this? It's a year two where like Batman's like not Batman hasn't become Batman at this point is still a myth. He's not exactly like, you know, the legend that he is. Like you can tell like okay, Conroy's Batman or Keaton's Batman and Affleck's Batman. They've been doing it for a while. This is like a year to where like he's been doing it, but he's not been doing it enough to where he's an absolute legend. You know what I mean?
Exactly. This is still early on.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm really excited for this. Like I could easily see this being like I could easily see this being in like my top 3 favorite movies of the year.
Yeah, I can see it. You know, if it's really well done, might actually be on top of my Batman list.
I could see it. I could easily see it.
All right. So, anything else you want to talk about Batman or nah?
Batman as a character he's like every little kid, you know, every little kid loves Batman at some point or another for the most part, unless you're just like not exposed to him. But it's like boys and girls are attracted to the Batman character because just of what Batman is. Like he's dark, he's cool. He's just a regular guy with no powers who knows how to fight.
Yeah.
And it's like whether it's the Batman character himself that draws you in or it's his villains that draw you in, whether it's Harley Quinn, you know, from Batman the Animated Series or something, because I know that was the big one that drew so many people in. But it's like, it's hard to find somebody who says they don't like the character of Batman. Like, I don't even think it's possible because there's so many iterations for you to decide on which is your favorite one. And I think that's the best part because I know some people, hey, Ken, if I'm speaking out of line, comment below, tell me I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Ken's favorite version is like Michael Keaton. Whereas I know other people, Christian Bale is their Batman. For me personally, Ben Affleck is my Batman. And I know other people who say Kevin Conroy is their Batman. And they're not even they like the live actions, but it's not the same. But it's like there's so many different versions of Batman for people to choose from. That's what makes it so awesome. It's almost like Spider-Man. There's so many versions for us to look at and pick our favorite that nobody can be faulted for who they pick.
Exactly, in the sense that it is really like I think the best way I can describe it is, I think these three heroes, Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man, have reached a status of of icons where there are really so many people who have played these characters and so many versions in the comics for so long that really, if you say any, I think people will be like, yeah, that's a good iteration. I like that. I mean, personally, for me, if we're counting Batman as a whole and not just the films, I'd say my favorite version of Batman are the Arkham games Batman.
Nice.
I think that's my favorite because those Arkham stories, since we're a film, we're a film channel, and sometimes we do gaming, but maybe we should cover the Arkham games at one point, because I think the Arkham games really capture who Batman is. It's a perfect story of what Batman is. Everything.
I agree.
From Origins to Night, they are really all like those 4 games really capture who Batman is.
You know what? With what you just said, I'm going to say it. Over the next year, we're going to talk about all 4 of those games.
Yeah, I really think we should, because I think
we will. No, we will. We will.
All right, nice. Because I play Arkham City. I make it a point. I play Arkham City every year because I love the story of Arkham City. Arkham City is like the best game for me. Period. Sorry, my favorite game. Period. Because I really love the story, the world, the building, how they managed to put in every single villain of Batman and made it work. Fantastic. And
I agree.
And in my opinion, there's I really thought about it, and these 3 icons, these 3 icons have their big 3 films also. So Superman, Spider-Man, Batman. These are the big 3 heroes. And that's not even a debate, because based on popularity and based on how their comics sell, these 3 are the most popular heroes: Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman. And for me, they have their own big 3 movies. For me, Batman's best movie that captures what he is and who he is and his story and his legend is Mask of the Phantasm. That's 1. For Spider-Man, it's No Way Home. No contest. I really think No Way Home celebrates what Spider-Man is. And for Superman, it is Man of Steel. Those 3 movies, Phantasm, No Way Home, Man of Steel, capture the quintessential aspect of what a superhero is and what these characters mean to people, in my opinion.
I agree.
So Chad, now we've talked about Batman and the Batman and what's Batman means. Let's give our rankings. Let's go with you first. What do you have?
So should I start it? Let's see. I'll start at the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. And by the way, just heads up, anyone listening, if my voice sounds really bad, I've been battling a sore throat over the past week, and I know I sound like trash. And since we've been talking so much, my voice is starting to go again. So I apologize.
Right.
So all right, down at the very bottom is Batman Forever.
All right.
Just after my most recent rewatch, just my goodness, it's just Tommy Lee Jones could not save that film for me. He was like my favorite part of it, and the rest of it, I just was like, no. It's so dull. It's so boring. I don't like Jim Carrey as the Riddler. See what I mean? He should have just been the Joker, because that's what it felt like he wanted to be.
Yeah.
But no, no. Batman Forever, I defended it for a while, but then after my most recent rewatch, I was just like, no, I don't ever need to watch this again. Like, I really don't, unfortunately.
Okay.
Next, Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, it's, you know what? It's junk, but I got to give it. It's the quality of the film is higher than Batman Forever. And Catwoman is kind of cool. There's a few scenes that are kind of decent, but like we covered in our Nolan trilogy episode, it's a shitty way to end the trilogy. I mean, it's not a good movie. It's a bad story. Next is Batman and Robin. Okay, is it probably the worst quote unquote Batman movie? Yes, it is. It is the worst Batman movie. But you know what? The entertainment value of Batman and Robin it's an amazing film to watch when you just want to laugh and have fun. I mean, it's a hilarious comedy. And it's like, if that's what they were going for, which I think they were, they succeeded. And even though Mr. Freeze was beyond campy, they still did get the story of him and his wife right, I thought. It didn't go as deep as Arkham City, right?
Yeah.
It didn't go as deep as that or Sub-Zero, but you know what? At least it was there because they could have omitted it. You know what I mean? But at least it was there. So, like I said, it's at the bottom, but it's, you know what? It's a damn fun time when you're having a few drinks or hanging with your buddies or something.
Right.
Next, Batman. Next, Batman the movie. Campy, goofy, can't take it too serious. You know, it's only where it is because it epitomized Batman of the time. But I mean, I don't watch it that often. It's fun, but it is what it is.
Right.
All right, next is BVS.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I love me some Ben Affleck as Batman. I really do. But it's like BVS does have its issues that, you know, other movies don't. But it was our introduction to Ben Affleck's Batman, who, like I said, is my favorite Batman. And yeah, just great movie. Just there was other stuff with the film that the film just got wrong. Next is Batman 89. Great start to the darker you know, Batman universe we started following, you know, 66. Jack Nicholson as the Joker was incredible to watch. And you know, Keaton's a pretty good Batman. He's not my favorite, but I don't have any problems with him.
Mm-hmm.
Next is Zack Snyder's Justice League. This was not Joss Whedon's Batman who destroyed Ben Affleck, in my opinion. Zack actually knew what he was doing with redeeming Batman after his actions in BVS. And just overall, you know as well as I do, you know, Zack Snyder's Justice League is a great film.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Next, The Dark Knight. You know, we gushed over this. Great movie for at least, you know, two of the three biggest aspects of it.
Yeah.
You know, Joker and Two-Face are incredible. Some of the stuff Batman goes through is pretty good, but there's other stuff where I'm just like, I'm so almost the same problems I have with Peter in Spider-Man 2, where it's like, why is the character doing this? I get that they're a human, but they also have a crusade that, you know, means something to them, and they're deviating from that path in a way that this character shouldn't and almost doesn't line up with what they're doing. So no, Dark Knight is a near 10 out of 10. There's just a few things that really drag it down.
Yeah.
Bronze medal, Batman Returns. It had been a while since I watched this. Before we started our retrospective, I forgot how damn good this was, with everything Bruce was trying to do to help Selina. And everything with Catwoman just brought this movie up so much for me. And like we talked about, you know, just like how it looks being at Christmas time, the darkness factor, everything with Catwoman and Batman's relationships, the two things they're going through when they figure out who each other are. Batman Returns is so underrated because I see it either mid-tier or low on most people's lists. I'm like, it's so much better than that. Next is Batman Begins, one of the best origin films ever, the best of the 3 Nolan movies, and one of the best starts for Batman. And number 1, we just talked about it a few days ago, Mask of the Phantasm, absolute masterpiece, one of the best depictions of Batman ever, and just one of the best Batman stories ever also. So gold medal, Mask of the Phantasm.
All right, my turn. So, dead last, The Dark Knight Rises. After everything we watched, it's horrible. It's horrible film, and I can't believe this. Like, I can't believe I want to just punch my younger self because back in 2012 when this was released, I said best superhero movie of 2012 when the fucking Amazing Spider-Man came out and the Avengers came out that same year. So no, I'm redeeming myself by putting it dead last year because it's a horrible film and Batman. And this Bruce Wayne's a quitter. He's an absolute quitter. Oh, I'm sorry, your childhood friend died. Oh, guess what? In Amazing Spider-Man 2, the worst Spider-Man movie in my opinion, Peter Parker still got up after Gwen Stacy died. So, wow, Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker is more mature than you, Christian Bale, Bruce Wayne. So, and you, Gal Gadot, as Wonder Woman, bring Steve Trevor back for just to bone him in another man's body. I still can't believe you guys did that.
Oh, I still can't believe there's people who like that movie.
Next up, Batman Robin. Is it campy? Yes. Is it ridiculous? Yes. Is it absolutely a joy to watch? Yes. Puns make it for me. The especially my favorite one. Like I told Lady Freeze when I pulled her plug, this is a one-woman show.
Oh.
Still makes me laugh, man. And like oh my god, my favorite joke ever is when Batman and Robin are hypnotized to fall in love with Poison Ivy and Batman pulls out a card and the balance is forever.
That was they're so bad, but they're so entertaining.
Or when Freeze and Ivy team up, but their goals completely differ because he wants to cover the land in ice and she wants to cover the land in plants. How does that work, ladies and gentlemen?
Exactly.
How does that work?
Or my favorite joke. It's I think I said it in the episode. I'll say it again. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age.
Oh. Yep. Batman and Robin, a complete gem, ladies and gentlemen. You can watch it anytime you want, as long as you're drunk off your ass or high. You'll laugh.
Or just looking for a good comedy.
Yeah, actually, you know, if you view this like The Room, where you view it as a comedy, you'll laugh your ass off. All right, next one, Batman Forever. The only redeeming factor is that Nicole Kidman, and why it's higher than Batman and Robin is that Nicole Kidman was really hot, and she was really sexy in this film. Okay, moving on. Nothing else to say. Joker and Two-Face were terrible. Robin was just okay, and Val Kilmer was a horrible Batman. Honestly, I think Clooney did a better job, and he was the guy who said, "Hi, Freeze, I'm Batman." I was like, all right.
I loved that scene.
Coming up next, Batman 66. Campy, sure. Absolute joy to watch. Yep. The main plan is to, you know what? This is a movie where people turn to dust. So Batman did first, and Infinity War did. Just realized that. Oh, well, of course, Infinity War did it better because, like, at least Batman had the intelligence, to like sweep all the people who turned to dust and reassemble them. an absolute joy to watch. And if you are looking for a good time and just want to munch on some popcorn and put on a cheesy film, this is like one of the top five for sure. Up next, I don't have the same love for it as you do, but Batman Returns, I really dig this film. My main complaint is Danny DeVito as the Penguin really should not have been in this movie. You can just make it about Batman and Catwoman, and it would have been way higher, in my opinion. In all honesty, way higher. But yeah, it was an okay film, and I feel like the Christmas aesthetic was really awesome. So a lot of films did better. Starting with BVS. Oh, BVS is perfect. Perfect in the sense of like not a perfect film, but like perfect in the sense of
What you were looking for.
what I was looking for with Batman. A Batman filled with rage. This is something different. It reminded me of Ben Affleck's Batman reminded me of Peter B in Into the Spider-Verse. A guy who's just so sick of superhero, who's done this for a while, and is now faced with the biggest challenge of fighting a god. And what he went through from being so rageful to at the very end, a guy who's repentant, perfect. All right,
Nice.
Batman 89. I love Batman 89. I love the aesthetic. I love Jack Nicholson's Joker. I love Keaton as Batman. It's a perfect story to a perfect intro to this dark gothic side of Batman, which was like the complete hard left after 66. Fantastic, genius. No complaints whatsoever. All right, top four. Number four, Zack Snyder's JL. What Batman did, having him be essentially the Nick Fury assembling the JL, the Justice League, was awesome, and I think was really genius. Him redeeming himself and bringing Superman back to life, and him and Clark becoming friends after, stopping Darkseid. Fantastic, and I really want to see where they go after this. This really needs to happen in the same way we need Raimi's Spider-Man 4 and Amazing Spider-Man 3 of Mark Webb with the Garfield returning. We need a JL 2 and 3. We absolutely do.
And I'd say, like, probably I forgot to bring it up. The biggest line I think that shows the difference between Ben Affleck's Batman and BVS and this was right there near the very end when Alfred's like, how do you know he'll show up? Faith, Alfred. Faith.
Faith.
Because that is not the same Batman we saw in BVS at all, is it?
Yep. Because it's like exactly that like shot of like Batman looking at like Faith, Alfred, Faith. Perfect. Because he has hope again. Like and the fact that Superman gave him that hope, genius. That's why Superman's amazing. Like Superman giving, that's the power of Superman. Superman giving Batman, a Batman who has lost all hope again, genius.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bronze medal begins. A fantastic origin story, right up there with Raimi's original Spider-Man and Jon Favreau's Iron Man, and Snyder's Man of Steel, and Phil Lord and Chris Miller's Into the Spider-Verse. Like those top five. There you go. My top five favorite origin superhero movies in no particular order. Begins, Spider-Verse, Man of Steel, Iron Man, and Raimi's original Spider-Man movie. There you go. Perfect
Nice.
story to Bruce Wayne. Compelling story for Bruce Wayne. This was when he wasn't a wimp, where he wasn't how he was in Rises, where he actually was a compelling character. Genius. Silver medal goes to The Dark Knight. Again, Joker and Two-Face make this movie. What Batman did was not good in the slightest, but I can overlook it because of how great Batman, because of how great the villains were in this movie. They really can make a good movie when just the villains shine. It's well done. And Heath Ledger, man, you are the best live action Joker. However, the best Batman story, the best Joker overall, and the best Batman goes to my gold medal number one, Phantasm. Everything about Batman and the Joker and what he stands for, what his code of justice means, is encapsulated in a movie that's so short that it's not even an hour. It's not even an hour and a half. It's an hour and 13 minutes. and it gets it right, which means it just proves to show that you don't need an hour, you don't need a 2 hour and a half film to talk about Batman. You can do it an hour and 13, and people will still get the message. Master of the Fantastic is perfect and no complaints whatsoever. So yeah, without the Batman coming out this year, this is my list so far.
Good list.
Yeah, so that's it for the Batman month. That closes out our first month of 2022. So Chad, you'll do the honors. I mean, like, I'm hosting next month, but what are we doing for February 2022?
Oh, February, the month where the only big holiday is Valentine's Day, the month of love. So we're going to be talking romance movies. We're just going to have like a random slew of different romance movies here and there. Some actual happy romance movies and some heartbreakers in there, I'd say. So it'll just be a random grab bag of different love stories here and there. Some you picked out, a couple I picked out, and one of my favorite movies of all time is next month. And have you watched it yet or not yet?
But I'm going to this weekend.
Okay, good. Keep it a secret.
Yeah.
Go back and watch our episode. But no, I'm like that. I'm so excited to talk about that one. I cannot wait to see what you think of it. And another one is one of your favorite movies of all time, I think.
Yeah.
So no, we got the month of love.
We got a great lineup. So I'm Santino, signing off for Batman month.
This is Chad. I'm Batman.
All right.
Have a good night.